Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Hey, it's Charles here, man, and I've got another video here answering questions. Man, I know you're getting sick of that, but I'm having a hard time now coming up with anything to even talk about. I made about 400 videos, and I haven't been doing it recently. Just been busy with work and running around and doing different things, so I apologize, but I'm trying to get to these. Once I do like a video of messages, the next day I get a bunch more messages and people say, hey, can you make a video for me? And so I try to be nice and do it, but I know some of you get sick of it. Anyway, what's going on here in Serbia? Maybe this guy, Vojislav Šešelj, he's coming to town. Right outside my office window, they had this big booth with Mr. Šešelj, and it says singing these patriotic songs all day. It comes right into my window, so I'm trying to work there and talk on the phone, and you can hear a lot of that. But he's going to be here on the 12th. No disrespect, I was just getting rid of it. I didn't intend that. I'll probably get hate mail now for that. But another thing, check this out. Isn't this nice? This is another one of the shirts that Kako se zove. The Firma 1989 International. The Firm 1989 International gave me these wonderful shirts. And look at this, isn't this neat? They've even got on the back here, if you can see it, beautiful. Little, it's embroidered in there, so it's really nice. The sleeves, they got different little patches on here. Beautiful shirts, man. I didn't wear it because I got my hair cut, and I didn't want to get hair all over it, but that's it, man. Beautiful. Thank you, boys, for doing that for me. Anyway, let's get to this. I shouldn't have shown that Šešelj thing, maybe, because this is going to look silly now, and this wasn't intended. People think too highly of me, or so many times, because so many people will say, man, you planned that, you showed a Palestinian flag, you showed this, you did this in a video. I don't even think about it, dude, I promise. So for those of you who give me credit like that I'm overthinking things, it's absolute bullshit, okay? Because I don't think what I'm doing, and then it bites me in the ass later. Anyway, here we go. This is a gentleman, he actually is from Sweden. He's a Bosnian. But he's been living in Sweden for a number of years, and he sent me a message just recently, and I promised him I'd have this video done soon. I'll answer a couple of his questions. Oh, Julie, I got some rocky in my eye. Anyway, let's go. Dino. I'm not going to say the rest of his name. He told me, okay, never mind. Hey, Charles. First things first, I love your videos. They are both entertaining and rich with information. I'm writing to you from a Facebook profile that I only use to talk to my two cousins, which is why the profile looks empty. I deactivated my Facebook account years ago. Anyway, here's my story, followed up with some questions. I'm a Bosnian guy who lives in Sweden. My family came here as a refugee after the war in the 1990s. I have very limited connection to Bosnia. I consider myself to be more Swedish than Bosnian. I'm 25 years old. Me and my fiance have, for the last 5 years, we've been engaged for 2, been struggling with the fact that she is Serbian. Her family came to Sweden much sooner than mine did. She's born here, and I am Bosnian. Of course, we have no problem with each other's nationalities, but our families did, up until a point where they realized we were going to get married, no matter what, and they started liking each other. It's truly been difficult, but I know it's worth the fight because she is my soulmate. Beautiful, congratulations. In 14 months, we're getting married, super, and we do want to travel to Serbia and Bosnia. Her family is from Kraljevo, and mine is from Banja Luka, to spend some time with our kin down there in the motherlands, and that troubles me a bit. I've watched all of your videos, but I can't seem to find the answers I'm looking for in them, so here are my questions. Okay? Question number 1, how critical can I be towards Serbian politics and religion? I'm very politically active. I'm center-right, still progressive, not conservative, and I'm an atheist. On top of that, I always look for debates and people to share opinions and worldviews with. Is there any chance somebody might beat me up for if I bring up arguments for why God does not exist, or claim that Serbia's intolerance toward the gay pride parade is inhumane? How critical can I be toward Serbian politics and religion? You know, my friend, some questions that I get, even when I give an answer, I feel silly because I don't know. You know, my opinion here, the majority of people here in this country, it's very divided. Something I've noticed on YouTube, on comments on Facebook and different things, the majority of people that are online and commenting on Facebook, YouTube, social networks and things tend to be a more radical set of people. I would say more center-right, you could say. Here, anyway, I really, really think that's the case. Because when I go out and I go to different communities and I meet people and I go to people's homes, people are not that way. People are very open to listen to what you have to say, and they're not judgmental. You know, this is the constant question every single time. I move around a lot because I have ADHD, and people are always considering the Serbian people to be intolerant and to be unaccepting of a differing view. And that's false. I really think it's false. I've complained to many of my close friends about how ignorant I think they're, all the hullabaloo they put on the gay pride parade. I think it's silly. You know, I don't understand their passion that they have against it. But I don't push my beliefs and my opinions onto them. And I'm not religious either, you know. People ask me that all the time. Charlie, are you atheist? Are you this and that? It's nobody's business what my beliefs are. You know, I don't care about that right now, you know. And knock on wood, I'm still alive. And as I progress in life, I will worry more about the afterlife or whatever's up there. But I'm a non-believer in organized religion, you could say. Okay, but I don't, just like you're talking about coming here to Serbia to meet somebody's family and to see the country of birth. You don't want to talk about that to an absolute stranger, you know. When we talk about, I teach conversational English, and there's something called small talk. Appropriate small talk conversations, it's ways to start a conversation with somebody you don't know. You definitely don't want to mention religion or politics there, you know, but you said you love to discuss politics. I do too. I enjoy it with people that I've gotten to know, that I'm a little bit comfortable with. Otherwise, it's just asking for trouble. You know, the wounds of those wars is still very, very fresh here. And I said I don't think that somebody asked me this question too the other day. Yeah, they said, Charles, who do you think Serbia hates the most, or Serbia has the biggest troubles with? And in my opinion, what I said, it's probably number one. It's probably Albanians, with Croatians a close second. And then the Bosnians are probably in there in the third right now, because there's still a lot of issues between the countries there. But I think Bosnia is the least, you know, possibly currently out of everybody I've met and everything that I hear. But you don't want to just approach people on the street and go up and say, hey, I hate the Serbian government, I think they're terrible, and I'm an atheist, you know, and make fun of their religion. No, you don't do that, you know, just my opinion, my friend. But when you get to know somebody, you sit in a bar with somebody, you start talking to them, you can mention it, you know. My close friends here, Muslims, I think some of their beliefs is absolutely insane. No offense to those of you who are watching that are Muslim. Some of my friends are Catholic. All my friends in Mexico are Catholic. Family members are Catholic. I think some of the things they do are just insane and disgusting. And they do a lot of bad things, but nobody talks about it as much as they do with Islam. Atheism, you know, I respect those people. But a lot of it, I think they try to be a little too blowhard sometimes about their beliefs too. Pravoslavets, I think they think that many of them that I know, they think that their religion is faultless, that it has no faults that other religions do. That's what I gather from some of my really close friends that I talk to that are Pravoslavets. They say, oh, well, our religion is perfect. You know, we don't have this, we don't have that. They have corruption in orthodoxy. You've got priests that are driving these massively expensive cars, and they come from very poor communities. You know, it's all over in organized big religions. But you can have those opinions, and if you know somebody closely, talk to them about it, but don't just go up to random people about that. You know, that's my view. There's many Serbians here that despise their government, that have nothing but negative things to say about it. If you ask them what they think of their current prime minister and their president and their people that are in big political positions, they don't like them. The vast majority of people, it's rare that I stumble upon a Serbian here that says, oh, I love the controlling party in this country. I'm not going to name any names for political people, but most people here say, oh God, I can't stand them, you know. But in the media it says they're very popular. So that's it. With the gay pride parade and telling them the gay parade, there's a lot of people here that think it's silly too. But, you know, this is a different culture. And when I travel to a country, when I lived in Mexico, they do some crazy, crazy things that I think are crazy, but craziness comes from the person that's there. And I'm a visitor. So when there's things like that, I find it interesting, being a foreigner and seeing people get upset about different things and love certain things. To me, it's interesting, you know. So just have thick skin and smile and grin and bear it, you know. There's many things that are said against the United States here, a constant barrage of it, and I get sick of it, you know. But I realize that it makes me a bigger person to be able to listen calmly and just let it go, you know. That's the best method, you know. You shouldn't let somebody pick on you and your family and different things, but here there's good reason that they don't like my government, and so I take a lot of things, you know. But it does get old when you constantly, every day, it's all negative this, negative that, negative this, and sometimes I lose my temper, I do, but it's very rare. Anyway, that's my rambling answer. Jesus. Next question. You've stated in your videos that Serbs generally have no problem with Bosniaks. But what about Bosniaks who travel there with their Serbian girlfriends? Once you leave the West, there are usually a lot of pride-related problems. Is there any chance people might get offended when they see a Bosniak speaking with a crystal clear Bosnian accent while he kisses his Serbian girlfriend? I hope you can answer me and help me out, and perhaps we can have a short exchange of messages. I'd appreciate it a lot. And lastly, I just want to add one thing. My political and religious issues with Serbia can be applied to Bosnia. So you know that I don't think Bosnia is a more enlightened country than Serbia is, but obviously it's a lot easier for me as a Bosnian to criticize Bosnia rather than Serbia. Super. I'm not holding anything against you here, my friend. About Bosnian and a Serbian girlfriend, I don't think it's an issue whatsoever. I know Serbians can definitely tell the Bosnian accent. I can even tell the Bosnian accent sometimes. You said you're from Banja Luka. There's a lot of Serbians. That's a Republika Srpska, as maybe you know. Obviously, you probably do. So if your family is Muslim or whatever, I mean, you're probably in the minority there in Banja Luka. But a lot of Serbians tell me that the Bosnian, when they speak, Bosnian and Serbian are very similar. For those of you who are watching that don't know, the language is almost identical, but it's just a slight different accent. And I mean no disrespect to Bosnians when I say that, but they're almost the same language. But they put a lot of J's in there in Bosnian accent. Like in Serbia, you would say mleko. Mleko is milk. In Bosnia, they say mlijeko. They put an MLJ, mlijeko. And so there's a lot of J's in there. So Serbians can always tell if somebody's from Bosnia. You won't have any problems with that, you know. I don't believe you would ever have a problem with that. They don't care, you know. Here, you're free to be with who you want in relation to nationalities and different things like that. Nobody's going to be upset about anything, you know. And if you're sitting there sticking your tongue down her throat, you said if you kiss her, sticking your tongue down her throat in every public place, people will probably look at you, you know, but nobody's going to say anything, nobody's going to care. There are some issues, as I've stated in my videos, with maybe nationalistic youth, hooligan-type people, you know. Even here in Novi Sad, they said Novi Sad, that the violence has grown here in Novi Sad. It used to be one of the safest cities here, but now it's the second largest city in Serbia, but it's also pretty dangerous. Or, not pretty dangerous, sorry. In relation to Serbian towns, there's been violence, and a lot of it is like little groups of younger kids, you know, 14, 15, beating people up. But people say a lot of it has to do with hooliganism, like different football teams, and there was a murder a few days ago that my students told me about. It was mafia related. When the mafia guy got out of prison on weekends or something, somebody went on a bicycle and shot him. I don't know, but that has nothing to do with you. People will be friendly. People will like you. They won't hold anything against you. For God's sakes, I'm an American, and we've done some dastardly things. And when I go places, I don't have issues very often at all. It makes me a little uncomfortable, especially here. The old man that owns this place, he's an old guy, and he always talks to a lot of old people. You know, this old man, he's probably 60, you know. And he's always got a group of people. And whenever I walk home here, a lot of times he stands out in the street and there's like 5 or 6 old men with him. And he always says, "Oh, American, how do you do?" And stuff like that. And it's like, American, do you have to call me an American? And then I say, "Zdravo, gospodine, zdravo svima." You know, I try to be very friendly. But it's still kind of awkward. But nobody holds any ill feelings to my face or do horrible things like that. They probably talk about me behind my back. That's okay, and people do it everywhere. Anyway, that's it, my friend. I hope I answered your questions a little bit. Come back to the Balkans. You won't regret it. I was just sitting in McDonald's earlier today, and talking to a couple girls. They were speaking in a strange language. I didn't understand them. Sorry, I went to McDonald's. I go there frequently. But I was eating a Big Mac and fries, unfortunately, and next to me, these 2 girls were talking about something in a strange language. I didn't recognize it. And when I went to the bathroom, so I looked over there, I said, "Excuse me," I said, "Where are you from?" And she said, "Germany." And I said, "Oh, wow, I didn't recognize the German accent." And she said, "Well, I lived in Kosovo for a long time." And she said, "My friend's from Germany." So when her friend came back, I asked her, I said, "What are you doing here in Serbia? Why'd you come here?" And she said, "Well, I'm volunteering for an organization in Bosnia, and this girl here is volunteering in Kosovo for her people. They're helping Roma or the Gypsy people." And I asked her, I said, "What do you think of it compared to Germany?" And she said, "Oh, I love the Balkans." She said, "It's so nice. People are so nice." You know, everybody says that same thing. Anyway, my friend, I'm going to get off here. Dino, the Bosnian, Živeli, uzdravje to you. And what else? Crappy weather, you know. Been really warm and mild, but today it was rainy and a little bit chilly. Other than that, it's it. I'm done. Once again, these fine folks here at Kako se kaže, the Firm 1989. Awesome shirts. See, hey, my friends, do viđenja.